COVID-19 and the pandemic caused by this virus has brought the entire world to its knees. While the top medical firms around the world are working bravely with their lives on the line, the vaccines that have been developed still have not reached the entire globe, and our main course of action has been to avoid crowded places, close major businesses like restaurants and cinema halls. The early stages of the pandemic saw countries closing their borders and restricting all sorts of foreign entries. Israel was one of the countries to understand the scale of threat the pandemic posed and was quick in terms of exercising safety measures. By closing their borders early on and maintaining a good social distance routine within the nation, Israel managed to remain below critical levels throughout the second as well as the third waves of the pandemic. On one hand, Israel went through 3 lockdowns and kept many businesses closed during 2020, and many people were left out of business. But on the other hand, Israel is going to be the first country to beat the pandemic and return to normal. How's it going, folks? And welcome to Discover X. Join us today as we explain how Israel is becoming the first country to beat COVID-19. Before we begin, make sure you've pressed that subscribe button and have the notification bell ringing for all of our future updates. Israel has now secured itself to be the first country to beat the COVID-19 pandemic, and they have gone through a lot to earn that title. As air traffic is the main entrance gate to Israel, minimizing all sorts of contact from the outside world was relatively simple. This led to a controlled infection rate as the residents of the country were already exercising social distancing. During the initial phases of the pandemic, where rumors of vaccines being developed had started to pop up, Israel was also on the radar. Some reports suggested that Israel had decided to develop a vaccine of their own in the Israeli Institute of Biological Research. This research facility has a rather dubious reputation, as the concerned authorities have refused to confirm allegations of chemical and biological weapons being developed. While their own endeavor on developing a vaccine is progressing soundly, Israel wasn't about to wait until their piece was complete, and so the government decided that they'll take all means, including outside help, to sustain their status as a country with the upper hand against COVID-19. Israel signed multiple deals with some of the leading pharmaceutical companies of the world and imported a ton of vaccines in order to complete the vaccination process. News and reports from the Israeli authorities have suggested deals with Moderna, which scaled up to 6 million vaccine doses, AstraZeneca for 10 million, and the current top competitor Pfizer for 10 million doses. Israel seems to have made no compromises when it comes to supplying enough vaccines for the citizens. Ensuring a supply of well over 20 million doses for a country of a rather small population of about 9 million people indicates that Israel is ready to fight the final battle against COVID-19. But the paperwork was not the only thing that concerned Israel. Though they did make a very handsome deal with Pfizer, their main concern was to get the deal a lot sooner than other nations or institutions did. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is said to have called Pfizer's CEO Albert Bourla 8 times in order to ensure the vaccine's arrival, which also made Israel the first nation to approve Pfizer's vaccine after the USA, as they've deemed the vaccine to be effective as well as safe to use. The leaders of Israel deserve major props, as the citizens were inevitably skeptical about taking the vaccine. So in order to establish the idea of safe vaccine, the Prime Minister, along with the Minister of Health, set a great leading example by being the first 2 people to be vaccinated. This definitely eased up the atmosphere and provided the health authorities of Israel all the convenience they required in order to distribute the vaccine successfully. The official vaccination began on the 27th of December and has been in full force ever since. While there are some objections to the way the Prime Minister of Israel embraced, Israel has indeed cemented itself as the first nation in the world to successfully beat COVID-19 and the entire pandemic in general. Due to their well-organized social contact routines and early precautions concerning foreign communications, Israel was able to suppress the effects to a great degree. The statistical results show a very promising future for Israel, as a proper healthcare system and coordinated distributions have allowed Israel to give over 150,000 doses per day, which also means that Israel is vaccinating about 2% of their entire population daily. The citizens of Israel and other nations alike can see Israel heading to the path of victory in this everlasting, menacing battle. At this rate, Israel will soon wrap up their vaccination program and will declare the country immune from COVID-19. This will allow Israel to lift all the remaining restrictions that have been put in place and will truly label them as the first country to beat COVID-19. If you liked today's video, then don't forget to hit that like button and check out our video, How COVID-19 Changes the World We Live In. And before you leave, subscribing to the channel would be amazing. Leave a comment below with your thoughts about today's video. This is DiscoverX, and we'll see you in the next video.